All right, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whatever time of day, wherever it is that you are. We're going to play a game. We are playing Lunar Eclipse by Ekin today, which is a really, really cool script. What I love about this script is that it was actually workshopped over a period of several months. A couple years ago, there was a guy in the community, Ben or Bardic, who was running a script building stream, and he was like, I would love to just be able to iterate on scripts over the course of a couple of weeks to get to the point where a script is like really balanced and really fun and really good to play. And so that's actually where this script came from. It started and it had some really cool ideas. The general concept, I believe, was to create a script where the lunatic was really functioning as a lunatic, as opposed to more of a player who realizes almost instantly that their minions are not actually on their team. And it started as that and then turned into this just really interesting, really like puzzle heavy custom script. So it is definitely a script that if your players are super into like solving the puzzle and figuring out what's going on, then this is a great script for them. If it is the kind of player group where your players are like, we just like chaos and shenanigans, maybe not as good of a fit, but still a really, really, really interesting, fun script and really balanced script, most importantly. The script went through, I think, like 6 or 7 iterations of playing it and then thinking about what wasn't working and what could be better before we landed on this version that you see now. And now it's been around for a couple of years, which is pretty cool. So yes, Lunar Eclipse with no summoner. Well, the summoner did not exist. It existed in playtest, but it did not exist in the world at the time that this was built. It'd be interesting. I always think that with custom scripts especially, that like what happens when new characters are released, like how do you go back and kind of iterate on them again? But that's kind of what's fun about these, is that they are custom, they are player designed, and so you very much have that space. If you have a script and then a character comes out and you're like, this would be real cool on this script, I like the idea of maybe adding that in and making that interesting. And now I'm starting to think about, it becomes version 1.7 at that point. I'm also now starting to think about the interesting interactions with a lunatic, a summoner, and a pit hag. And summoner doesn't always play great with the pit hag, but I do really love the idea of pit hagging someone into a lunatic on the 3rd day and then going to them and being like, you're the demon, like you were summoned, I have summoned you. So, fun, lots of fun things to happen. I do want to be mindful of time because we've started a little late today, so let's set up a game. I think, let's see, this is a big group, which can be fun. We've got 13 players, and I haven't really thought about what I want in. I'm curious if chat has any thoughts on minions or which demon you want to see. I did joke before the game that it was going to be a Zomboul game, but I think it's not going to be a Zomboul game just for the sake of timing. I think we should put in a Godfather because I like the idea of just having an outsider since we're at 13. And I think I might actually... I'm not sure, because I think if I put in Puzzle Master as a real character, like, it gives us some extra drunkening and poison, which can be helpful. And if I put in Puzzle Master as a bluff, it means that players will be sort of like at odds with each other if there's another face-up outsider claim. But I do think it would be a very interesting bluff if we didn't have a Godfather. Which now I'm like, do we not have a Godfather? That could be cool. I think let's go for a DA and not a tea lady and an assassin. I think I don't want a spy. I'm not puzzle drinking the goon. No. We get 3 minions today because we've got 13 players. Let's see. Oh, we could do a Vigor and a Godfather. So just to answer the question in chat, when you have a Vigor Mortis and a Godfather in the game, the Godfather can add an outsider, but then the Vigor Mortis subtracts that outsider, so you would still have 0 outsiders, which I don't hate, but it's not awesome, because then the Godfather's ability is just you learn that there are no outsiders in play and they're not actually going to get to kill anyone. So I don't totally love that. I think partially for the sake of speed today, and because I just ran a game with a magician like recently, I might leave out the magician because I think it will slow the evil team down to have that sort of like have to wait on coordination. And these are some of the weird decisions where, like, if this were just a game that I was running on my own time without sort of time restrictions, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to put in whatever I want. But given that this is streamed and that we have a pretty strict time window with the beginning of the Pandemonium Institute stream coming right after us, I do also have to, like, weirdly sometimes consider the timing of, like, what is going to actually make a game shorter or longer. And I know that my players sometimes meta that, and that's okay. I think let's... Ooh, Nodashi Demon Vigor Lunatic could be interesting. That's true, a DA will slow things down, but I'm not mad about it. I think we will stick with the Nodashi. And then let's get a bunch of... I mean, Savant will slow things down, but I don't care because I like the challenge, and I think it makes me a better storyteller to constantly challenge myself to run Savants. Let's have a Pixie, because double claims are always good. Grandma, Let's have a Mayor. And I say this fully acknowledging that last week I literally had to spend like 20 minutes of night just deciding how to do a fair, balanced Mayor kill in a situation where that was not really possible. It's fine. We're not worrying about it. We're going to put a mathematician and hope that Sam gets it, because Sam recently watched me run a game where I gave the mathematician wrong information every single night and had to correct it literally 3 nights in a row. So that was good. Yeah, I don't mind a sailor. I think maybe a sailor and an innkeeper could be interesting. I think I do want a cannibal. It'll be good to have them force executions. So this is 0 base outsiders because we're at 13 players, meaning we only get to put in 1. And I think I might put in the Puzzle Master, because there's some space there to sort of figure out who that puzzle drunk is going to be and how that's going to impact the game. If we do this as the setup, then for bluffs, we can give Artist, Chambermaid, and maybe Lycanthrope, which I don't mind. I think this will be... Yeah, I think this will be all right. Yeah, if we had a Godfather, if we had base outsiders, then I would absolutely, I think a Godfather -1 to simulate a Vigor could be really, really interesting. But because we specifically have 0 outsiders, I think we're just going to use the Godfather to add a Puzzle Master to create some more drunkenness and to help hide where that Nodashi is. I like the idea of putting the puzzle drunk sort of next to maybe a minion, for example. So yeah, let's... I think I'm happy with this. Let's send these out and see what happens. Cool. All right, so we have Lorinda Demon with Hob, Claire, and Arwell. That's a really fun evil team. JC as the Pixie is going to be great because I think he's going to play it very straight. Let's see. I think maybe I want Daniel to see Brockwell. There's not a lot of drunken poisoning, but there's actually enough that I think we should finish this setup in the night. I will mark off... Ooh, a poisoned cannibal is very, very interesting. And a poison mathematician is actually pretty handy because we can give that mathematician 0s or 1s depending on who the puzzle master is drunking to hide the other stuff that's going on. But yeah, let's put the players to sleep and then get to our night. All right, everyone should have rolls. Close your eyes and go to sleep. Yes, classic close your eyes. It really just, it's so natural at this point. I can't help it.
I did it.
I know, I can constantly people do. I did feel better though because I was watching a game the other day, or maybe playing, I don't remember. Somebody else who also storytells a lot in person said, close your eyes. And I was just like, it's not just me. Okay.
I think it's perfectly reasonable, honestly, just to mimic.
All right. Let's see. Patters is definitely rejoicing. Patters will be rejoicing because he'll get a 0 and he's poisoned and won't know it. Okay. Let me just double check and make sure there's nothing that goes... Yeah, so there's no magician, so we can just send our evil team. I am going to probably use the cards tonight because that is going to be faster and help the game go more quickly. So we can wake up our evil team and show them who the team is. We will do the same for Lorinda. These are your minions. And the only reason I like to share these separately as separate pings is because sometimes I've found that players don't necessarily notice that like what the deal is with the like the second ping coming through, or sorry, if everything comes at once, they sometimes miss it. So I've had players come up to me and go like, I don't know who my minions are, because they just didn't see because the bluffs came through at the same time. So just for me, Hob says, oh, Lorinda. Just for me, I like to send them separately, because then I sort of know that my players have definitely seen it because they've gotten 2 separate pings. I believe it's our sailor next. Yeah, so let's find out who George is gonna pick. All right, let's see. People are saying Puzzle Drunk the Sailor. Puzzle Drunk Sailor is good, but it's very strong on this script. Brockwell is, oh great, Drunk Savant, that he will absolutely be a Drunk Savant, and we will give probably nonsense information, and then we can reflect that with Patters if we want to, which I think will be very interesting depending on whether or not they execute George tomorrow. The thing that I've seen with Puzzle Drunk Sailor on this script is that sometimes, because there's limited sources of drunkenness and poisoning, that can be a little bit obvious for the Puzzle Master player to guess, which means that the evil team might be put in a slightly worse position. And now, let's see, let's get picks from Claire. Let's tell Arwell that there is a Puzzle Master. I believe, like, these are all things that can happen in pretty much indistinguishable orders because we know who the sailor is drunking. So the actual decisions now, it's now decision time, which is 1, we need to decide who the pixie is going to see. 2, we need to decide who the grandmother is going to confirm. And then 3, we need to decide what number our poison mathematician is going to get. Claire, meanwhile, is protecting Chris, which I love. Oh, that's really fun, because they could give Arwell a tea lady bluff if they want to, and then execute Chris to try and prove Arwell. I don't know if that's what Claire's going for, but I like that that is an option. So let's see. Oh, I will also, while we make these decisions, I will set up some predictions, because I learned how to do that, and now you guys can actually decide and have a fun little prediction. So there we go. Yes, I agree with putting the Puzzle Drunk sort of farther away from the Nodashi, just because that feels safer for them. We could make Chris the Puzzle Drunk, but I think that might be a little bit too easy to figure out. And let's see. I still think I want Daniel to see Brockwell, because I think that'll be really nice for Brockwell, both in terms of just like having a buddy, but also in terms of like being able to sort through the Savant info, because this game is very puzzle heavy, and Savant doesn't make that less easy. Like, Savant just contributes to how much puzzle there is. So I think this is the one I feel more confident about. I'm less confident on what ability to show the pixie, although I actually think what might be fun is genuinely to show JC Patters, because since they're neighbors, they might think that it is like a marionette situation. Patters being in a double claim is always good, just like for chaos and shenanigans and fun. And I also think having obfuscation on what the mathematician numbers are might be interesting. Plus, if Patters dies, then JC will be a sober mathematician, which might look really weird and also might make JC think that he is the puzzle drunk now. So let's now think about who that puzzle master drunk player is going to be. I'm like a little bit tempted, honestly, to make it the mayor, which seems kind of wild, but I'm not like, I'm torn, because I don't want it to be too obvious. Like, I don't want Rob to just be able to guess right away and know who the demon is. And so I think I am actually going to hide it on the mayor, because the mayor dying right away could seem like an assassin, could seem like something else. It's sort of a hard guess to make, but also I think Alex is the type of player who might not claim mayor right away. So I think that gives us some flexibility. So yeah, I think this is going to be all right. And which means the only other decision we have to make, and I do have to remember to actually tell our grandmother and our pixie what they are seeing, We'll need to decide what number we're giving Patters. And I think we should give Patters, let's see. I think a 0, because no one good is going to be claiming to have impacted someone else's information. I think what's tricky is that, like, so if we gave a 1, I'm just looking around and thinking about who has acted tonight whose ability would have been impacted by a no dashi if it's a no dashi game. The sailor would have gone, a godfather wouldn't have been impacted in no dashi. And a grandmother. So, but I think Daniel's going to think that he has true info, so he won't think he's next to a Nodashi. I think we give a 0. I think 0 is going to be the most balanced. So let's just quickly, we're going to show JC mathematician. We are going to show Daniel that Brockwell is the savant. And then we are going to come up with Brockwell's information and then give Patters a 0. And that is all we have to do. And let's see, I think there's not like a poisoned thing that could have poisoned Brockwell, so I don't necessarily want to give something about like Brockwell having been targeted by another player, because that would just confirm George. But what I think we could say is one of your neighbors is evil, because that's going to be really interesting with 1, a player who's in a double claim, and 2, an outsider in a base 0 outsider game. And then we can give another false statement to go with that. And then, let's see. So as a false statement here, we could say something about evil players sitting next to each other. Like exactly, so basically like empath 1 or chef 1, which I think I really like as like really simple, straightforward savant info that also is going to throw things in the total wrong direction. If they think that I think there's also space with that information for them to think I've given 2 true statements if they realize that he's drunk. So yeah, let's say, yeah, I'm just going to write it down as empath 1, chef 1, because that is the information. But when we give it to him, we can kind of explain in slightly more detail, just so it's very clear what we're saying. So yeah, that's going to be our false drunk savant info for tomorrow. And now we're just going to give Patters a 0, which is like one of those fun ones where the mathematician pinging itself doesn't actually do much. So yes, we can all, is that true false? Oh yeah, that is true false, because there's a chef. So it, no, that's false. There's not a pair of evil players on the scrim. I'm like double checking myself now. Yeah, there, because chef one is false because there are not any evil players neighboring each other. Empath 1 is false because both of Brockwell's neighbors are good. Cool. Yes, Patters is not the marionette. He is the poisoned good mathematician. But what's really fun with no dashi on the script is that you can fully marionette your neighbors at your own leisure. So we are all good. I will, yeah, it's a little bit confusing. I'm just going to adjust the token sizes really quickly while we wait for Chris to reconnect, if I can remember what my settings are. So that way everyone is a little bit bigger. And the reminder tokens, more importantly, are also a little bit bigger, just for, ease of viewing. Cool. So I think that's going to be, yeah, there we go. That's enough. And that's our night. And we've got just about the right amount of time to play the game. So let's do that.
I just need to decide, do I want to drive to Stafford or get the train? Anyway.
Alex was making decisions about transportation, and in the process, I was run over by a train. Good morning. Time to play Clocktower.
Daniel and Lorinda, let's go.
Oh, I just need jams.
Hello. Oh my god, I did. I did tell you information. Cool.
Yeah.
I panicked because I often put down reminder tokens for you start knowing roles and then do not tell them what I have planned to show them. Cool. Yes, this is good because I'm talking a lot and it looks like I'm giving you information, which is what you're here to do, presumably. So.
It is, but also, Jams, you've missed out on a prime opportunity. If you'd have given me Claire or Sam, I would have pretended the other one was the spy, I'm the Zomball, and they're my marionette, and that's how I know what they are.
This
That
is
was the plan.
a very valid play, and I apologize for ruining all of your dreams.
As it is, I'll just double claim Brockwell.
Great. Love that for you.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, that's really good fun.
Hello.
Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
In a hypothetical world where I was the tea lady, how upset would you be?
I'd be ecstatic.
Okay, cool, awesome.
You're not the tea lady, are you?
Me? I could be.
I'll put you
It's a
down as it for now.
hypothetical world.
Hypothetical.
A pixie if needed.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll speak to Alex and see if he's willing to die, and then let's try and trick them into going for Chris.
Cool, let's do
Okay.
it. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
thanks. Yeah,
All
cheers.
right.
I'll be visiting Jams at some point, probably. Cool, thank you.
That's for your bluff. Thank you.
Thanks. I won't be guessing today. I'll probably be guessing tomorrow, and then trying to get myself killed.
Nice. Lots of options.
Lots of options. Yeah, let's go.
So that's quite tricky to be true, I think. I literally
Is it?
don't think you can guarantee that on this script.
Oh. Hang on, let me think. Well, it'd be very unlikely to interact with you.
Okay. Yeah, for chat's benefit, Arwell's claim was that his role will never interact with mine. And I don't think that's possible on this script.
Well, it might be the innkeeper who's never going to pick you.
That wouldn't stop your role potentially interacting with mine.
Okay, that's interesting. What are you then?
I'm the assassin. No, I'm the mathematician.
What? Oh yeah, the math. Oh, I see. I'm a fool. I'm the tea lady.
Ooh, okay.
So I guess I'm never reaching all the way around to you.
Right, okay. That makes sense.
So I'm happy to tell the furthest person away in the grim what I am, i.e. you, and then let's try and kill one of my neighbours.
That is cool. Good. I have a pixie who I've already spoken to, so I'm
Ooh.
feeling pretty good about my trustworthiness this game.
Okay, that's great.
Roles that's in place. So,
Do you think you're going to? Are you? Okay, I'm the innkeeper. So, if you don't think you're going to use it tomorrow, then I could protect you tonight.
you can.
But
I mean, I don't
won't-
mind being protected. Just let me know if you do. I probably won't use it tomorrow, but there's a chance it'll
Okay.
be put on the block today anyway.
Okay. Then if you're alive, I will protect you tonight. So I would, if it changes, I'll let you know. But most likely, you're the
Okay.
best candidate I've found so far. So
Yeah,
I'd say
seems
if you can,
reasonable.
try not to artist tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
What you want to do?
Um,
Is that you foreshadowing that I'm the marionette?
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, I do. I'm all right, thank you. You?
I'm doing all right. Got a nice cup of tea and a croissant that I've eaten
Yeah,
approximately
I'm
2 bites
being
of.
naughty. I'm being
Hey.
naughty.
Hey, no judgment there. Whatever gets you through.
Yeah, I need it. Crikey. Okay. Can I have some information, please?
You can. I am going to let you know that either exactly one of your neighbors is evil, or there is exactly one pair of evil players sat together.
If I just read that back to make sure I got it correct. Exactly one of my neighbours is evil, or there is exactly one pair of evil players sat together.
That's
Basically.
correct.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Good luck.
Yeah.
Not the worst.
Okay. Okay, cool. For chat, I'm just looking for innkeeper targets. And Daniel has stated that he needs to talk to the storyteller, I believe, at times. In fact, I'll just leave you to it right now.
I've already done it. I went straight away.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, nice and
All
quick,
right, good luck.
efficient. Thank you.
This is. I smell bullshit.
All right, I am the pixie, but like, I'm not the pixie.
Well, that's a double claim because I'm the pixie.
Oh, Alex, please. You can't make me back out of a roll twice. Simply won't allow it.
You be the big old bear that I've always wanted you to be.
Oh dear. Goodbye.
No, bye, Patters.
Are you actually
not
Mare?
Oh no!
Are you
we didn't
actually
get to
sticking with Mare though? Tell me,
Absolutely,
real quickly.
I'm the mayor. Not a horse, but just a mayor.
I don't believe you. You'll pivot in 2 days. It's fine.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it is one of them.
I think exactly one.
Claire, that saddens me.
Wouldn't be the first time, right?
Yeah, the only obtuse angle is elsewhere.
Well, welcome back.
How was everyone's day ones in order, starting with Chris?
It was all right, and then I started speaking to Hob, and then it was...
Fine, I have solved it. So
good.
Oh,
yeah. When nominations are open, I'll just nominate myself, and the game will be over.
Okay, nominations are open.
I was just kidding. Even if I got the demon token, I wouldn't have solved it.
Oh, I'll
JC nominates Chris.
I think I slightly heard Patters first. Why have you done this?
Chris suggested they could be the demon, and they said if they were the demon, even if they were the demon, they wouldn't have solved it. So I think this raises the likelihood that Chris is the demon.
Very fair. Chris?
I think this is fine. I have a character that I'm not good at, so continued participation will be bad for town.
This is relatable sentiment. All right, take 7 votes to put Chris up for execution. Starting now.
Rob, I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, probably won't. But, yeah.
Oh,
wow, no characteristic.
Wow.
Wow.
All right,
Well,
7 is
there I
enough.
was thinking it was one of those meme Hob things where everybody just cheekily drops their votes.
Did the Clocktower hand do a crazy little dance for everyone else, or was it just my screen going fast, slow around
No, but I
the,
think it was you.
the west side?
I am going to
Sam
make
would
the
like
hand
to nominate
slightly
Arwell.
faster. Okay, and Sam is nominating Arwell. Pourquoi?
I heard a rumor that Arwell is the devil's advocate.
Arwell.
That's annoying because I've got a role that's going to look like a devil's advocate. So execute me if you want.
All right, takes 7 to tie and 8 to die. Starting now.
I don't think Arwell's the devil's advocate.
Oh, now I've got the jittery Alex at hands. Oh my goodness.
All right, 8 is enough. Chris is safe. Arwell is now up for execution.
Yes, demon lives.
Today has felt very strange.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Solved it, didn't you?
Last call.
Oh no, Jason Patter solved it.
No, we solved one key element of the game.
I'll nominate Claire.
Alrighty.
I've heard that Claire is double claiming my character, and I trust Arwell and would like to lift him and make him look suspicious so he lives for the rest of the game.
Excellent. Claire?
This is fine. I've not heard what you're claiming, but there's reasons. It's fine.
All right, 8 to tie, 9 to die. Starting now. Seven is not enough. Arwell's still on the block.
Can Alex nominate Patters?
Sure.
Now, when Patters and I had a lovely conversation where Claire was our witness, and we took our vows even, very seriously, and I guess I was a little worried that Patters wasn't happy to work on my campaign around town, because I like to be in charge. What do you say, Patters? Why won't you work in my campaign?
Because I'm evil. I've seen the Grim, and you should execute me today.
Oh.
Very well. 8 to tie, 9 to die. Starting now.
Big if true.
I love the honesty.
Why is it that I don't believe it?
8 is a tie.
Oh!
Passing the day in 5.
I believe it more now.
Yeah, you get exactly what you asked for when you
nominate,
refused to
I
vote on that.
3.
I'll nominate George.
Okay.
I just wanted to continue JC's round robin. We heard from Chris. So George, how was your day one?
Pretty weird. This is better than nothing.
All right. It takes 9 votes to put Chris up for execution because we tied on 8. Starting now.
Wait, what?
George.
Padders.
No, to put George on the block.
Oh yeah, sorry, to put George on the block. And 11 is plenty.
Wow.
It's been a long week.
Right.
I don't think
we've got
we're
the
gonna beat
demon,
11.
folks.
Yep. Chris is executed and does not die. Good night.
What?
Love the sheer amount of confusion and nonsense. I think that's actually kind of useful because it tells Brockwell that he was drunk as soon as George and Brockwell talk. George has been executed, didn't die. Did I say Chris? Oh my goodness. I'm sober right now, like literally, but I've not slept a lot this week. I'm just gonna type George was executed. Just. It's been a we're doing great. I just can't, like, we're fine. Clearly the sailor drank with me is really what's happened. But what's good is, the game is gonna run fine. It's just gonna be a very... No one is dead. Except my brain. Alright. Let's see what's happening now. Patters. Ooh, this is quite good because Patters being drunk with... I am actually going to make these reminder tokens slightly smaller just so that the screen doesn't get totally filled with them. Yeah, okay, so this is going over to Patters. And I think we will keep Patters drunk because that's going to be fun and help hide the Nodashi poison. Alternatively, I don't know if George has picked Patters because he thinks Patters is evil, in which case it might be nicer to not. The real mathematician number is a 1. But what I think we could do is make... I think this could go either way. I think we probably give a 1 because it's more confusing of a number. Just because if we gave a 0... then Patters would know that... I kind of think we do give a 1. Because the 1 is going to look really confusing to George. And I like that. Alright, what else do we have to do tonight? No one died, which helps us skip a lot of things. Okay, Chris. Let's find out who Chris is picking. Now we can just kind of get our choices from everyone. So we'll get Chris's choices, we'll get Claire's choice, and we'll get Lorinda's choice. Okay, Chris is protecting Daniel and... Oh, that's going to be strong. So Daniel is going to be drunk and Lorinda is safe. Claire is protecting Patters, which is very fun. And Lorinda is killing Chris. Okay, so that's actually... So these are both going to go away, which I think is quite strong. Cool. So, dead innkeeper. That's most of the things. Okay, so Patters is sailor drunk and will also survive execution. Brockwell now needs actual savant information. And we're going to give Patters a 1. We don't make the cannibal. We don't have to do any... Yeah. Oh, and we need to ask Hob if Hob wants to use his ability. That is an important one. Let's see. And Hob is not. Okay, cool. So Hob is holding, which is good because we needed to do that before we told Patters anything, since that would have actually had an impact. Brockwell now is going to need true-false information. I think what we could say potentially is that we could say the sailor drank with an evil player. Maybe. Let's think. This grim is a little cursed, but not in a bad way. I think what we could say, let's see. I think I want to give something about a marionette as a false statement. Patters is actually poisoned by the Nodashi, so he's going to get wrong information because of Lorinda poisoning him. I think what we'll do is say... Let's see. What we could say is no spy or no... I think I actually like this. Okay, we're going to say no spy in play or no godfather. Because if there's no godfather in play, then Rob is evil, which makes JC good, and JC's in a double claim, which is quite strong. And if there's no spy in play, then either Rob is really in play, or if an evil player is claiming outsider, they might be confirmed. And it technically could still be a Godfather -1, but I think given that Brockwell was drunk on the other day, I think this is useful. And it basically says there has to be one of a spy or a Godfather, which is still really useful information. And yes, the problem is if there is a spy, there can still be a Godfather, but the mathematician would ping off of that if it was happening, because that would be the spy misregister. Oh wait, no, the spy can't misregister as the Godfather. I don't think this information. I don't think this information could be impacted by. I guess we're saying like the spy could have misregistered as a townsfolk to this statement, which is gross and something that I would almost never do. If I did that, the mathematician would ping off of it. So I think this is fine. So yeah, we'll go for no spy, no godfather. I will make these reminder tokens slightly smaller once again so that we can read them all kind of. It's fine. This is what we get for having two players that do a lot of things next to each other. I'm just going to leave it as no spy, no godfather, because if they want to get into the weeds of that registering, they can, or they can just assume that I mean it as it's written and that a mathematician would notice if it was otherwise. So I think, yeah, we're going to give Patters a 1. And then I believe that's all. But thankfully you guys are all here to double check that for me. Alrighty. Yeah, what I like about this is that Patters getting a 1 means that George potentially could be a DA candidate instead of a sailor candidate, but I don't know. I think it's flexible. I think it is weird to give somebody information that is true when they are drunk, like true to their perspective when they're drunk. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, I think we'll just change it to no spy token, no godfather token, just because then it'll display in a way that looks nicer to me, and also because then there's no ambiguity about the misregistration. I don't mind that ambiguity because a mathematician would get a uptick of their number if the spy was misregistering in savant information, but I think this is fine. Yeah, I am happy with the ambiguity problems, but that's enough. We're good. That was lots to do, but these nights will get shorter as we go, and that is everything. So let's wake them up.
No, a picture doesn't do it justice. Let me find you a video of Mr. Blobby.
This probably is the watered down of TV characters.
All right. Yeah. Good morning. During the night, I just so there's no ambiguity and that we know exactly who it is. Chris, at the top of the Grim, has died.
Oh. But George hasn't.
Oh. George is alive. I haven't slept a lot this week.
I've never felt so alive.
That's fine.
Okay, so we should definitely ask you George again just to make sure, right?
I agree.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Attas wants to join. Are you okay with
Go,
that?
get in there. Get in there.
Cool.
Hello.
Hello, JC.
Hello.
Today we have a
Attas... 1. Yes. Good. I'm glad we agree on that.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm the mathematician. Pattis is my pixie. He's going to try and persuade you the reverse because that's how the pixie token works. But we trust each other, and that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know what JC's talk about. I'm the puzzle master.
Yes, those that combined with my attempt with my surviving execution will make my pixie claim difficult. I have been bluffing it to most people.
I would choose to move away from such a choice.
Yes, that is probably a thing I will do now.
Okay.
in the interest of clarity, I drank with you last night, Patters. So, depending on which one of you is real, that'll either be a problem or fine.
Oh, that's why you didn't die, George.
Yeah.
Who did you drink with first?
Neither you two. Probably not important.
Oh, I think it probably is. Yeah.
I'll let them.
Is God, I'm not that creative. Does your character token's icon resemble anything edible?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, to be clear, I have a wide variety of edible, but yes.
That was a terrible question.
Put it this way: is it possible for me to break it down in such a way that it wouldn't kill me?
Possibly. Well, I couldn't kill you anyway.
All right, cool.
If that's the question. But yeah, cool. Nice one. Thank you very much. Oh, I might as well ask you for some.
Fancy seeing you here.
Indeed.
All right.
Yes, please.
I will tell you that in the bag this game, there was either no spy token or no Godfather token.
Okay.
That is,
Yep.
sorry, just to clarify, that's the full statement. So, like, either there's no spy in the game or there's no Godfather in the game.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Was there a second one, or is that
That
both?
is, so that's your either or. Yeah, I realized wording wise,
yeah.
like, that's a little confusing. So, yep. Either there's no spy token in the game or there's no Godfather token in the game. Yeah.
Amazing. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep. All good. Yeah, again, wording on that is a little bit confusing, but I think we have gotten it across, so we're all good. Let's see who we want to see here.
Yeah, Ollie Forward. Well, actually, you won't have my vote because we don't want to vote for anybody, do we?
Ooh, well, no, we don't, because when I make it to final 3, I just want everyone to vote with their hearts, but not with their hands. Otherwise, we could be in trouble.
Yeah.
Now, I like this plan. I needed to come up with a new campaign slogan. Why don't I let you and Jams discuss it? Because you're now both part of my political campaign. You're both employed. Well done. Thank you very much. Checks in the post. I'll sort out a brown bag. But yeah, please think up some slogans for me, and then we'll discuss it tomorrow.
Thank you.
No worries. I shall leave you to it. Bye.
Cheers.
Hey.
Hello. More savant information, please.
Yeah, of course. I will tell you that chat is now talking about Mr. Blobby. I missed most of the Mr. Blobby talk in town in the night because I was trying to run the night. But yeah, I was like, I don't remember who Mr. Blobby is. And then someone pointed out that Mr. Blobby was in a Taskmaster task. And then I did remember because I remember that episode of Taskmaster. It was a task where it was like, who's following you around? And the person following them was like a big thing of Mr. Blobby, like on wheels. Like
well,
robotic.
Chat should look up Blobbygate. It is something in my line of work.
Sounds good. All right,
Cool.
I have to go talk to someone else. Bye. Hey.
Hello. Levant was on the script, and I forgot to do this yesterday.
That is a very good point. I have nothing to tell you mechanically, but I do need to say that I really, really, really enjoyed when Brockwell was like, "Is your token edible?" And I looked at your token, and it was literally a piece of pie.
Yep. Look, gotta answer questions honestly. That's all I can say.
That's very good.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, that's it. It's tough because it's a big game and I want them to be able to talk, but I also want to be mindful of timing, and it's been 5 minutes, so I think probably about time to get everyone back to town.
Sorry, Sam.
That's all good.
I had to give Roger the bluffs. It's
Well, that would explain why Robji was struggling in our conversations earlier.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not getting double donged in a room with Alex. Not happening.
Do you know what, Lorinda? If we're going to do the double dong, it's not going to have an audience.
Oh, Alex.
All right. Well, we're all back here.
I think somebody should kill Alex.
On that train.
I am also in a.
Hey,
Can I guess Hob, please?
you guys Hob.
Yeah.
You learn that JC is the demon.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers. Oh, I think that's quite good. It means whatever Hob is bluffing is something that doesn't actually, or like that seems to have wrong information. And Brockwell's information, it kind of lines up with that, where Brockwell got that one of his neighbors might be evil. So if that's true, then Rob might learn. Why am I raising my hand? Let's go back.
Why is this flipped horribly?
Why Alex
what
in
have I done?
particular?
Yeah.
Because Arwell's good.
Okay, sure.
Nominations are open.
Sam nominates Alex.
Okay.
I'm just going to say campaign fraud and then pass to Patters.
Patters, anything to add?
I've rigged the election. Everyone has to vote.
Alex?
I'm the only elected official here, and I'm very proud of the office I hold in this town, and I've tried to do so much for you as my constituents, and I'm about to be rewarded with a big pitchfork up my arse. No!
All right. Takes 6 votes to put Alex up for execution. Starting
One
now.
counterpoint to that, Alex, is that you're not the only elected official here.
No, I heard of another one.
Well, I could have a pixie.
Oh, I'm a pixie. I thought you
7 is enough. Alex is about to die.
Can I nominate myself, please?
Sure.
With 7 votes, I think Alex is good, and I might have been the one who got Alex in trouble. So let's kill me instead.
All right. 7 to tie, 8 to die. Starting now.
Sure, sounds like fun.
George, are you the sailor?
Minion panic.
Oh, probably.
Did you pick me?
No.
4 is not enough.
What's the other elected official? Barber?
Grandmother.
Your
I think there were
barber?
2 mayors.
Two mayors is the.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, in my
what
town, we
happens
have to
the
elect
mayor?
all of our barbers.
Alex will nominate
It's an important
Patters.
position.
All right.
Patters, what have you been going around and saying? We had a lovely conversation. You said you were a mayor, and then you said that that's fine. I'm not a mayor, and
Yeah.
I'm on the block. What's ah?
Patters.
I am evil. You should probably kill me.
All right. Takes 7 votes to tie, and 8 to put Patters up for execution. Starting now.
Tomorrow. I think
We
tomorrow.
need
Can't
to
let
see
him get away with
more
this,
fans.
right?
I'm not evil, guys. Come on, don't vote for this.
Yes, we did.
Oh, perfect. That works.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
6 is not enough.
Is that all you have to do?
Foolproof strategy in the game. All right. Closing the day at 5.
This
To be
isn't
fair, if
good.
I'd have voted, it would have just tied anyway, because Patters wasn't going to vote on that, was he?
He tied the last one.
Alex is executed. The town's elected barber comes and stabs him with a pair of scissors, and he dies.
Hey.
And you all go to sleep.
This is why you have to elect barbers, because then we can not elect that one next time.
All right. So for those that are just joining us, welcome. We're playing Lunar Eclipse by Ekin today. It is currently night 3. We only play 1 game typically here on the Gen Con stream just because we've only got 2 hours to go. But yeah, we've got a dead and puzzle drunk mayor, but also a puzzle master who's used their guess on an evil player. We've got a lot going on, and we're going to just kind of quickly run our way through the night to make sure that we get everything done on time. It's been an interesting game so far, and I'm very curious to see kind of how we go. So Sam, oh my god, George just drinking with the Nodashi neighbors is like 2 on the nose, which I love. I think we'll just continue to make people drunk. Sam is gonna get nothing anyways because we've executed the barbers. That's not gonna do much other than prevent George from dying. So we're going to let that be, and now we've got a bunch of other things. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we've not executed an outsider. We need to know who Claire is gonna pick. We need to know who Lorinda is gonna pick. And we are using the cards today just to kind of make things a little bit speedier, just because that tends to help. So yeah, we'll wait for these picks to come in, and then we will work on savant info and figuring out what number our poisoned mathematician should get. Ooh, okay, that's quite big. So Brockwell is going to die, which means that Daniel is going to die, which is, I actually think, quite useful. Like, that's I mean, it's really good kind of on both fronts. Okay, and then Hob is protected from execution, which is nice because it means if Hob wants to, he can hold his ability for another night. So we're not going to prompt Hob to make a choice. We're going to ask if he wants to make a choice. Crucial difference. So yeah, that's quite strong. I think this is looking fairly evil's favored at the moment, but I think they're going to start to get some information, hopefully. Oh, and George being assassinated is going to be quite... So basically, we've effectively just got a Poe charge a little bit. That's a really good kill from Hob. So yeah, this is now looking very strong, but we have the caveat that, and so this drunkenness goes away. Sorry, I'm saying like 5 things at once because there's a lot happening. We're gonna wake up with a dead grandmother, a dead savant, and a dead sailor. But hopefully the savant information, I mean, it's tricky because it was drunk from the previous night. I think what we need to do is give Patters another 0. Yeah. And then... So we'll see how we go. But I think a 0 is going to possibly help at this point. I'm not sure. It's hard to say what will help. But yeah, I think if we give a 0, that's going to kind of... Like, you know, the sailor's dead. I don't think anyone evil is claiming anything that would have malfunction. So if we do give a 0, then we... Oh, you know what? Yeah, Sailor Assassin is a math tick. So if we give a 0, he'll know that he's poisoned. Sailor Assassin... okay. Sailor Assassin is a math tick if, and it's a big if. The sailor dying to the assassin's ability would only ping to the mathematician if the sailor had been sober. So this is actually quite an interesting puzzle, because if we give a 0, then that could potentially be signaling to Patters either you're poisoned or Sam wasn't drunk due to the sailor's ability. Whereas if we give a 1 to say something wrong happened, if that 1 is George dying to the assassin ability, then that means that I probably made Sam drunk, which means Sam isn't the assassin or the demon, which is really, really, really strong. But I actually don't mind that because the 1 doesn't have to be that. And at this point, all of the evil players are alive. And that's not going to point to Lorinda over any of the other evil players. So I actually do think that I am going to give Patters a 1 just to kind of point towards that and point away from anything else that might be happening. But it is a little bit tough because I think Patters and JC both trust that they are aligned and that JC is the pixie, at least for now. I'm sure Patters could turn. I also think Arwell is almost definitely going to get executed tomorrow just because, like, hey, you're a tea lady and both your neighbors died. And so, like, between Alex and Arwell, there should be an evil. So that is a very possible execution. So yeah, I think the 1, it helps hide Lorinda as the Nodashi potentially, and at least maybe direct it towards other evil players. And at this point in the game, I think I do want other evil players to die. And I worry that giving the 0 might make Patters come to the conclusion, especially with really, really strong solvers on the good team. You've got Sam, you've got JC, you've got, like, all of these good players are really, really bright. And so I think if we give a 0, that might make them think that Lorinda is the Nodashi. So the 1, I think, will actually protect Lorinda more than the 0. So 1 it is. And we don't have to come up with any more savant info, which makes our nights a lot faster. And we still don't wake Sam because Sam has the mayor ability but is poisoned, so has no ability. So yes, we've got dead Daniel, dead Brockwell, dead George, and that's our night. Let's wake him up.
Can't figure out what the innuendo of that is, Alex.
Oh, good morning. Several people died to innuendo in the night. Let's see. Brockwell died. George died. Daniel died.
That's weird.
How does
Welcome
that
to this.
happen?
There's a Poe, obviously.
That's Godfather Assassin exclusively, what?
Lycan killing themselves before the demon can kill.
Yeah, that also works. Like
any of you are Lycan? Grandmothers?
I was the grandmother.
Right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, that helps. Wonder if Alex is outsider. Okay.
But that's still one too many. It's like that's
Yeah. Cool. Well, what's going on with you, Sam?
If you were a cannibal who hadn't woken up yet, how upset would you be?
I mean, I'd have to trade against the fact that I survived execution on night 1. So
Sure. So
I mean,
you didn't really have much of a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you were such a cannibal, that would obviously be quite sad.
A little bit.
I suppose the implication would be that you've probably got an outsider ability right now, and that would be annoying. So probably for the best.
I should go make a puzzle mark to get at some point.
Yeah, probably. Ooh, that'd be awkward. Yeah. Interesting. The sailor. I guess I picked somebody who didn't get drunk last night.
Oh, that's
or he got assassinated. That's possible.
That's sad. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it can be Zombul, right? It would have to be, would have to be like assassin. Well, no, it can't be because grandmother.
Yeah, anything is possible because grandmother, right?
Grandmother is exclusively demon, so it
Oh,
can't be.
that's true. Yes, so actually,
Zombul.
it can't. It straight up can't be Zombul. Okay, cool. Vigor and actually works for me.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm just saying in the chat, I think at this point the good team has the tools to pretty much conclude that like probably it's not anything else but an Odashi, which could help them. Hey.
Hi, I'm at least bluffing visiting you. Don't know if I'm going to use it or not yet, but
Awesome.
yeah, I'm going to ask you a question. If you could just say yes or no, that'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Awesome. Thank you very
All
much.
right,
Cheers.
good luck.
Invent the question under yes. Cheers.
Awesome.
Who drunked me?
No, because the demon has to have killed Brockwell.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
And yes, that I believe the evil team is trying to frame Arwell.
I could have been godfathered if Alex is an outsider. But
It also means the lycanthrope didn't kill today.
Is there one in town? I don't know that we have one.
Yes.
Okay, that's crazy.
But I'm not sure I believe them. Because they started the game claiming mathematician.
Well, okay.
It's Claire, yeah.
Yes, I've put that one together. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they're also next to this tea lady whose neighbours are dying.
The assassin is sad because it doesn't tell me whether I have the information based on who I picked. I can't meta my being sober.
I also got another 1 tonight, which would explain you would be the 1 because the assassin's ability has overwritten yours.
That would make sense.
There's another tick in the assassin column.
So I believe your night 2 one was me picking a character who asked a question during the day.
Did you pick Lorinda?
Cool. Yeah. I think Arwell's shady as well, right? If he's supposed to be the tea lady, we just keep dropping dead around him.
Yeah, like if Alex is dead, then no, because like George could have been assassin killed in that world.
I think George probably was assassin killed because I don't think a demon's going to touch a sailor at the moment.
So it basically means Arwell or Alex is evil, because or Chris is Vigor killed. I guess is technically a world as well.
But we have a fairly strong outsider claim, so
The role swap. Who with?
I have another sailor down.
I'm not the sailor. I'm the tea lady.
Nice.
So I guess I'm gonna get framed as DA at some point. Or I was gonna, but all my neighbours are dead.
I mean, I'm happy for you to be the tail lady and Alex to be evil. Like that's a world that I can live in.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you the savant, Brockwell?
I was, yes.
Okay. You were drunk day 1, and
I've
I
been
got
told.
I got a mathematician 1 on night 2. So you were probably the reason my math number ticked up.
Right, okay.
I got another
Interesting.
1 tonight because George the sailor was assassinated and their ability malfunctioned because they were sober.
That is a world that works.
I
Interesting.
implore
Are
you
you
to disregard the bit where I've said I've evil twice.
Indeed. Sure thing. All right, thanks.
It's a hard hole to dig out of when you do it twice in a row.
All right. Go for it. It's a talking game. You guys know. You can say whatever you want at any time.
Just to quickly reiterate for everyone, I don't think the only world where it's Zombul is the world where the Lycanthrope killed themselves, and we had Assassin and Godfather kills last night. Since I haven't heard that a Lycanthrope killed themselves last night, I'm going to go ahead and assume that Claire is not the Zombul.
I think that the Lycanthrope, if in play, had to have hit an evil player last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The sequence of events don't make sense otherwise.
Yeah. I have heard of a Lycanthrope that's picked Hob.
All right.
That's very fun then.
Yeah, that is fun.
I kind of want to kill Lycanthrope.
I kind of want to kill Hob.
Yeah, I mean,
I kind of want to kill both of them.
Yeah, let's kill both. And we've got an evil.
I want to make sure Brockwell's got time to chime in, and then nominations will open.
Yeah, I just wanted to out my information. So I was the Savant. Got 2 days worth of information. The first day I've been told might be incorrect, but it's something to keep in mind.
Definitely was.
Okay, so yeah, I've apparently been shenaniganed. Let's just call it that. Day 1, exactly one of my neighbours is evil, or there is exactly one pair of evil players sat together. So basically either Empath 1 or Chef 1. Day 2, either there is no spy or there is no Godfather in the game. Make of that what you will. I'm presuming it's not Godfather, based on yesterday's or last night's event.
I think that tells us what the 3 minions are.
Yeah, I think it does too.
And could you all share this information for the stupid
I trust I trust Brockwell's neighbours for entirely and since Brockwell was drunk on day 1, those are probably both false, which means that there isn't a Chef 1, which means not Marionette, and there's an outsider claim that.
So there's no spy.
Assassin.
I think we very much need to execute Hob.
I would like to nominate Hob.
All right, I heard this both at the same time. So who wants it more?
Oh well, you take it away because someone's going to nominate me, and I'm going to be DA projected. So.
All right.
I'll just come out with my information at this point. I'm the tea lady, so I've been trying to find out how Chris could have died, and I think that's because Alex is evil, and I think George has to have been assassinated based on the 3 deaths. So I think we'll go after my neighbours, and apparently one of them was picked by a lycanthrope.
Hob?
I was happy dying yesterday. I'm happy to die today as well. I've spent my ability.
All right.
Don't take that as the assassin.
Uh-oh.
4 votes to put Hob on the block, starting now.
My one concern with this is if Hob is good, then being picked by a lycanthrope is fine, right?
7
he didn't die.
is
They would've
almost
died.
everyone
You
alive.
died and nobody else would.
No, good, but next to a tea lady, I mean.
Yeah. I suppose.
Oh.
But then they'll survive execution today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna out it just in case people don't know. I'm the magician. I felt like George was playing along a bit, but then George died, so not too fast.
I mean, my first 2 conversations declared mayor to me, Hob. I was a little suspicious.
Well, I don't think we're gonna beat 7. So, close the day in like 4 seconds.
Good skull face.
Good skill face.
Always rely on Hob for Skullface.
All right. Well, it is a very strong skull face. It is so strong that the town's elected barber comes out of his shop to see what's going on, and he sees Hob, and he's so surprised. And Hob is executed, and does not die. Good night.
Big info.
What's really fascinating there is that they somehow managed to find what is a valid world where if Arwell's really the tea lady and Claire's really the lycanthrope, then Hob as a good player would not have died due to the lycanthrope ability, and so Hob not dying there is super wild because it sort of means that there is actually insanely a world where Claire, Arwell, and Hob are all good. However, that's not as good for Lorinda, who is the demon. So it's very weird. I actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I actually think that world breaks, and I think the players can get there, but it's a little bit tricky. And what I'm thinking is if we look at the Night Order, the Lycanthrope picks before the Assassin kills. So at the time that a Lycanthrope would have picked Hob, in a world where Hob and Claire were both good, Hob would not have been protected by the Tea Lady because George was still alive at that time and is closer to Arwell than Hob is. So I actually think that world breaks. Yeah, and exactly, folks are saying in chat that they agree. Like it doesn't work. It's a really interesting one, but I think they'll get there. I think it's one of those things that you sort of look and you're like, who's alive, and you're looking like, oh, this alive player next to the Tea Lady. But I think they'll get there and realize like, oh, wait a second, that doesn't work. Probably Hob was just DA protected, which is useful because it means it'll drive the kills in the next couple of days towards the minions, which is what we want because obviously our minions are not going to be dying in the night. So let's wake up Claire and find out who is going to be protected. Let's wake up Lorinda and find out who is going to die. And because no one is executed again, Sam still has the poisoned ability of the mayor, aka doesn't have an ability, so not so useful. Okay, and so Claire is now protecting Claire, which is, again, I think pretty strong. And Lorinda's killing Sam. I think I like that. It's tough for Sam because Sam's not really going to have gotten much this game, which is sort of what happens sometimes as a cannibal. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you get a lot of poisoned, but Sam has also been poisoned, so I think it's a very interesting situation. I think we have to give Patters a 0 here because I really don't see anything else that we can give him. So yeah, I think we're just gonna give a 0. And that's our night. So yeah, I think the reason we have to give a 0 is because Sam, in theory, has the mayor ability and has died, and if we give information that indicates that Sam is poisoned, that just points to Lorinda as the Nodashi, and that would be using the Nodashi's ability to hurt them, I think. So I think it's easier to do this because then it sort of raises some questions about like, why did Sam die? So yeah, it's not particularly helpful either way. I think it's a very neutral piece of information. I think it's one that kind of contributes to both the solve and to worlds that Evil is building. Like, it doesn't help players necessarily draw any concrete conclusions. But what I do think is nice is that there's going to be suspicion on Hob and probably Arwell and Claire for the rest of the game, and they've got enough kills to kill some of those people, but not all of them. So yeah, let's and yeah, I agree with that I think because Lorinda's bluffing Artis taking out the cannibal now is really smart, because otherwise they would be a very possible cannibal bait. So let's wake him up.
Hob was Tea Lady protected.
Hey.
Huh?
Because
morning.
You cannot be on the same team as the other person who's next to the Tea Lady.
Oh.
Sam is dead.
Why
That's
can't
fine.
Hob and Claire be on the same team?
Because
Hello.
Hey, I'm going to ask if Arwell is the tea lady. I'm going to get a yes, because that's going to be really exciting. Look poisoned later, and then Pattis is a Nodashi, and then we win the game. That sounds so easy.
Love it. He did claim evil.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep,
Cheers.
good luck.
I know, and you attacked Hob, but if you attacked Hob and Hob is good, Hob can't die because the Tea Lady protected them. Therefore, the demon could kill freely.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we kill. Shit. Who do we kill? I really don't want to kill Lorinda or JC. Neither one of them have told me I'm the marionette.
Hey, I haven't played this role in a while. I just wanted to clarify. I would still currently have had Alex's ability, right?
That is correct, because you retain the ability of the most recently executed player who died to execution, which is Alex in this case.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Sam is in a very good position to kind of get to the point that him dying is weird. Like, something is up with that based on what people are claiming.
In terms of, like, yeah.
Yeah. I am in a world where it could potentially be Patters and JC evil together, with possibly Rob
Yeah,
G.
I'm definitely in that world.
Yeah. Well, Patters has been a like, I don't know if Patters does this often when he's good, but when I've seen Patters behave like he did on the first 2 days, he's more than likely to be evil and being a nuisance to town, which is it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But
That's why I want to kill
think-
JC.
Yeah, I think those two, Rob, and there may be the fourth evil is possibly Alex, and Arwell is the tea lady, because JC in private messages has mentioned that Arwell is claiming tea lady, but you've died, Alex has died, but then Hob survived.
That's right. So the only way Hobbs can survive is Tea Lady or DA, but like I don't think he didn't seem like a great DA target based on the day before. Like it wasn't. I don't think people were. I would not have intuitively picked Hob to DA based on the way conversation was going.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Arwell actually possibly being the tea lady.
Yeah, I think Alex was evil. I think that's why I died.
Yeah, I'm in that world.
So my world right now is Claire and Hob are good just from Tea Lady, and then there's not that many spaces left. Like to me, it's in the bottom there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. He's miffed that I killed him with my Lycan ability. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Blame Miranda when you watch it back. Bye.
Fall apart because Hob was not the neighbour at that point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Why won't you talk to me, Rob?
Sorry, I was still talking.
But there's also a puzzle master claim, so let's remember that.
Hello.
Hob told me that you've already used your guess and it's worth me knowing it.
Yeah, I picked Hob at the time because Hob was claiming chambermaid to me, and it was like the only information role that I kind of heard of. So I went because I wanted to use my guess. I learned you were the demon, by the way. So...
Oh, sweet. So that means I can't be the demon unless we've got a puzzle drunk magician in the game.
Yeah, basically.
Awesome. I will take that.
And because I think Hob is likely evil, or if Hob is good, then Claire is evil, and we need basically my priorities are elsewhere from you. So
cool. I agree. I think Claire has to be evil because the math number's been 1 ever since from night 2 onwards. The math number's been 1, and George being assassin killed should have ticked it up, and that's the night when Claire's claiming to have picked you, and the tea lady should have ticked up the lycanthrope. Sorry, not claiming to pick you, claiming to have picked Hob.
Yeah.
Sorry. And the tea lady should, like, the lycanthrope should either tick up the math number from contradicting the demon or from contradicting the tea lady. And it can't have been from contradicting the demon if Claire picked someone who didn't die.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, I think Claire.
I think we need to. I think consensus. Basically, we've logic that Hob couldn't have been protected by a tea lady, so was protected by a DA yesterday. So we need to kill Hob.
Okay. How do we know he wasn't protected by a tea lady?
But
I agree.
Because Claire and Hob cannot be on the same team because Claire is claiming to have picked Hob as lycanthrope, and Hob cannot have been protected from the lycanthrope kill because George was Arwell's neighbour.
Still alive. George is still alive. That's the bit we missed. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So
lovely stuff. The only other alternative is that Claire is puzzle drunk.
Yeah, but Claire's pick on night 2 went through apparently.
Right. Could have been a coincidence, but then I don't know why the
math. But basically that needs to be a coincidence at that point. Yeah.
The math number would have ticked up because the savant got false information on day 1.
Right.
But that's
the thing is, I still have Hob as an Odashi poisoning the savant through me, an outsider.
Right. Possible.
Yeah.
I think Claire has to be evil, and Hob could well be evil. And Arwell could well be evil if they've tried to sort of like.
The thing is, Hob is not protected from by a DA today, so
yeah, makes sense.
I want to kill Claire. I think.
I want to kill Arwell.
I think Claire has to be evil, but it makes more sense to do Hob first.
Well, You're all
Okay, well
cracking
now
up.
we're all here.
Bob shakes his head and disconnects.
Oh, no.
Now we're all here. I asked my question this morning, and I asked if Arwell is the tea lady, and I got a yes, which I don't believe, but there we go.
So there's no reason to execute me.
Agreed. Unless
I'll-
Lorinda is puzzle drunk, so.
Or the
I don't
marionette.
think we have a.
I asked you if I'm the
don't think-
marionette. Yeah.
I don't think we have a puzzle master.
I'll nominate Hob, please.
Why have you done this?
So we've been working through stuff and basically come to the conclusion that Hob can't have been protected by a tea lady yesterday because George was still alive at the time when the lycanthrope picks, because the assassin acts afterwards. So Hob surviving a lycanthrope choice is not due to tea lady protection. Therefore, at least one of Hob and Claire has to be evil. Therefore, it wasn't tea lady protection when we executed Hob and he didn't die yesterday. Therefore, Hob must have been DA protected yesterday and isn't DA protected today.
So a lot of logic and mechanics thrown your way. Hob, what do you got to say?
Yeah. Well, good players can be DA protected as well. And that's me. I'm a good player.
All right. Takes 4 votes to put Hob up for execution.
No, to survive execution, you have to claim to be evil. It's
Starting
worse.
now.
I do
I'm
agree
evil.
with the
I'm evil.
conclusion that Hob was DA'd yesterday, but I'm concerned by how much trust you and Pat are putting in Arwell, JC.
Okay, I'll nominate Claire, please.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the way we prove I'm the tea lady and these two players are good. I genuinely believe that Claire is a puzzle drunk lycanthrope, and that's why Hob didn't die. If you believe Rob G, someone has to be puzzle drunk, and that makes sense, it's Claire. Hob died, so I know Hob is good. We execute Claire, it proves all three of us again.
Claire?
I guess if you want to, I'm happy leaving it on Hob. To be honest, my kill went through on Chris and on Sam. As I was saying to, I think it was Rob in a private chat, Lycan, if you can get 3 or so nights out of a Lycan, that's good info. I'm happy to die, otherwise I'll become a demon candidate in final 3, which I don't want, but I think there's no sense in lifting it. I don't know. It's up to you.
All right, well, takes 5 votes to tie and 6 votes to die. Starting now.
Can we just Lycan and execute the bottom 3 players, and then the game will be over and Rob will be the demon?
Oh,
Two's done.
I've used my guess, so I'm happy to be eaten by a Lycan.
Yeah, I think 2 good lycanthrope choices are Rob G or Lorinda.
Don't we just execute Rob G today if he's used his guess?
No,
we're gonna kill. What's going on, Arwell?
Arwell is a minion.
I don't know if we'll beat. I don't know if we'll beat 5. So the day will end in.
I think I might have been
4.
quite wrong today.
Oh, okay, yes.
All right. Hob retains a quality, top-notch skull face, but this time, Hob is no match for our elected town barber. He's once again executed, and this time he dies. And
Aw.
Yeah, just
Yeah, that
changing
makes sense.
Arwell's
Yeah.
token on my
I think we'll.
oh, this is really good. What I like about this is that I mean, it's sort of an interesting one because you've got kind of all of the minions starting to out evil, but like having a blast with it. But it's going to be really interesting seeing how that impacts like who else is alive. I think what's tough is that if you think that Arwell and Claire are 2 minions, then that doesn't leave a lot of space for good players. Because JC is confirming Patters, and if you think that Brockwell got 2 false statements, then Rob is also probably going to look good based on the statement that there's an empath 1 or a chef 1, and if people think that was 2 false statements. So I think it's an interesting dynamic, because I don't think that Patters' mathematician info will solve the game, because it's poison, so it has to be a little bit wrong, and it is a little bit wrong. But I think it might inadvertently point the good team towards Lorinda, which will I think, sort of help them at the end of the day. But if they start to think about what demon is in play, it'll be interesting, because if they trust that Rob is good, they know it cannot be a Vigor Mortis, and Lorinda as the Nodashi is interesting, given how much the mathematician numbers have seemed to line up until this point in the game. So I'm curious to see who they will actually end up like protecting and who they will play with. My guess is that Claire might actually protect Arwell today, because I think Arwell looks more like the DA than Claire does. And I think Lorinda's not really a candidate at this moment. Arwell says, I prefer day one JC, because I think day one JC thought that he was good. And so, ooh, interesting. So Claire's protecting Rob. I'll be very curious to see whether or not that ends up being an impact, having an impact. And then let's see who Lorinda kills. I think this is a really tricky choice, because if Lorinda was good, they would probably die here to maintain sort of the worlds that exist. And that is obviously not going to happen. This is actually very real. To Patters' perspective, there can be a lot of marionette panic, because JC could be poisoned if Patters is really the marionette to Lorinda. Okay, so Rob G is going to die, and we will happily stall for that. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting. I think it's a little bit tough for Claire, but it happens. And we are going to, let's see. Yeah, I think what JC has sort of starting to get to there in this conversation with Patters is that Patters can be Lorinda's marionette, but I guess technically could be JC's as well, honestly, which is going to be a fun end of game for Patters to see how he processes this. So we've got, we're going into how many alive. I need to be able to count, and I don't think I can mouse over the middle. So we're just going to count. We've got the 3 down here are still alive, and then the 2 up here. Okay, yeah. So we're on 5 alive when Rob dies, but I think they're going to kill an evil person tomorrow, so I think it should be balanced. And I love the idea of a final 3 of Patters and his 2 potential people that he's marionettes to, because that just sounds like an absolute silly joy. So yeah, that's our night. Oh no, we need to give Patters a number. What am I talking about? I actually don't know what to give Patters here, because Lorinda is claiming to have asked their question yesterday. I think I'm just gonna, actually no, we can figure this out because we've got chat. Lorinda claimed to ask their question yesterday, right? And got a yes. So I think we have to give a 1. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they have to kill Claire or Lorinda, otherwise Claire's going to protect Lorinda in final 3. I honestly, though, I'm not totally mad about that. I think we give a 1 because the 1 is weird. And it'll make them think about what's going on. I think the 1 backs up Lorinda or points at Lorinda, because like Arwell is very clearly not the tea lady, and Lorinda's claiming to have gotten yes. Lorinda's the tea lady. And so I think the best thing that we can do is back that up and give a 1 for Lorinda. Because also JC, if Patters is the marionette to JC, then JC could be poisoning Lorinda, and either way I think I would give a 1. So yeah, I think we are going to give that 1 just to like make them think about it a little more, and because tomorrow is genuinely a potential final day, because as folks have pointed out in chat, Claire is the DA, and if Claire survives, Lorinda's not going to kill Claire. Oh, and we've disconnected. Okay, we're still muted though, so we're good. So yeah, I think that feels like the most balanced decision. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly like mute and remute to make sure I'm actually muted. No one seems to have noticed me talking, so I think we're still muted. Sometimes when I disconnect and reconnect, I like unmute, which is nerve-wracking. Yeah, my thought is that honestly, the evil team has done a really, really, really good job obfuscating who the DA is. So I am inclined to to say that like this still feels balanced, and that if the DA or the demon is not executed tomorrow, then that is like really well played by the evil team to really like cleverly hide which player is the DA to keep the DA alive long enough in the game. So yeah, we've got Patters' information. Let's wake him up. Whew, good morning. Good morning to everyone except Rob G, who died in the night.
I got a 1 last night.
So did I. Okay, what could that have
So
been?
what's going on down there?
I believe that was Lorinda's ability asking, "Is Arwell the tea lady?" not working.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
it works for daytime things as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks back everything
Yeah,
since we last learned it.
Oh, since dawn. Yeah, for some reason I'd never processed that. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
make
why
sense
the
why it wouldn't work though.
Mm.
All the numbers make sense.
Puzzle
if
drunk, I
you
think.
were a puzzle drunk, Lorinda.
Okay.
Well, I think it's suspicious that.
Hello. So Lorinda, I said this to JC and then I'll say it to you now. I think there's a situation where both of you are going to think that you're my marionette in Final 3.
I do
I'm gonna
think I'm the marionette.
Okay,
yes.
and I'm going to think that I'm one of either of your marionettes in Final 3. So I think the best solution for all three of us is to go after everybody else and then see what happens in Final 3.
Yeah.
That scares me because if
Okay,
I'm not the
Lorinda,
marionette,
but consider this would be very funny.
it would be very funny. It would.
And I think that's
actually
the
be
best
really
reason to do anything.
Also,
I also think we're all
Arwell's
good.
evil as shit.
Yeah, I think I was evil as well. So
I think Claire and Arwell are the remaining living evil players.
So who were the other evils? Alex and Hob?
Yeah, because Chef 3 is actually correct. It's Arwell, Alex, Claire, Hob. So Chef 1 is wrong for the
Oh,
survival
so Brockwell's
status.
number could still be nonsense. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a Chef 1, it's a Chef 2.
Okay. I think
we're all good. But I also like to engineer a situation which we're all in the final 3. So...
Okay, well...
We should go after Claire today, right? Because if Arwell's the DA and Claire and Arwell are the evil team, then Arwell's...
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so... But then Lorinda's question of, is Arwell the tea lady and getting a yes?
Yeah.
Could be puzzle drunk. Or Lorinda could just be evil, trying to back Arwell,
Yeah.
who is possibly either the DA or the demon. I mean, Claire, people aren't looking at Claire as a potential demon candidate, right? I think because of the supposed tea lady stuff and it's not firing, that it's...
Yeah.
But then Claire hasn't come out. Claire didn't come out and said that I chose Rob as probably pretty much now.
I like it.
Claire, who did you pick last night?
I picked Rob.
Okay.
Because there's
I think
source of it believing it's a Godfather game, right?
Yeah, good choice.
I think I trust Claire. Well, because if Claire was a demon, you could easily have framed me as an evil.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Very, very, very easily.
But the fact that most people trusted you, I thought most people trusted you, so I thought you were a good reason to kill someone.
I think
there's always a question mark here.
Yeah, I trusted you, but also it doesn't hurt to get the mechanical confirmation of it, right?
Yeah, no.
Make
But
sure Chris has a chance to talk, and then JC because he's got his hand up.
Oh, I was gonna say I think we should kill towards the bottom, and since Patters is in the middle, let's kill Patters.
JC?
That's my logic.
I was going to ask Sam, are you willing to share anything about what you are? Because you are a blank on my grim, and with
sure.
no Dashi, a potential demon type, it's relevant.
I'm the cannibal mayor. If we think that Alex is good, which is why I think my ability did, in fact, I think my ability was malfunctioning on the night that I died. I think it's unlikely that a cannibal who had a 0, given that we had the rolls that we had, is the kill there. So I'm very much looking at the bottom of the circle as potential place to kill. And since Lorinda has not tried to marionette me, I'm pretty sure that Lorinda is either good or the marionette themselves.
Right. I need you to believe me that I'm good. All my information in this game, as the mathematician, adds up to make sense with what happened in the game. Yes, if I'm evil, I know exactly what happened in the game every time, right? That's not what's happened. I've simply just had the numbers. Arwell is obviously evil. We could all agree on this. Yes?
No, that's awful. That's awful.
Right. So we should kill Claire today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
let's
am
go
evil.
Patters.
No, we should kill Claire. But, oh man, I really don't want to die. I always die in Final Fight.
I want to kill Arwell or a demon candidate, and I don't know if I think Claire is the demon here.
So I trust Lorinda because Lorinda gave information that basically cleared Arwell, and my mathematician number went up yesterday to reiterate that Lorinda's information was wrong.
We're looking at the misinformation here from your information patterns being 0 on day 1, 1 on day 2, which is Brockwell, right?
Yep.
Which is from the Sailor. 1 on day 3 from...
George assassinated when they were sober.
Gotcha. 0, and then a 1 on the day when Lorinda gets misinformation.
Correct.
So, realistically, like, if we're assuming that it's probably Nodashi, like, it could be Vigor, I guess you're saying, and Rob G is evil?
Well, I don't know what Chris is, but like the Nodashi poisoning could be going through Alex Arwell to Chris, poisoning Chris, and Daniel. Well, no, because Claire can't be the Nodashi.
Yeah, because of Daniel.
Because Daniel died, right? So
yeah. So like that's the thing. Like I think the world that you're painting, it has to be Vigor, right? Which would mean that Rob is evil.
I actually really put
Vigor
clarification.
killing.
Jams. Would you allow a Vigor to remove an outsider before the Godfather added one, leading us to a 1 in a Vigor game?
No, so if the Vigor Mortis and the Godfather are both in play, then the Godfather could add an outsider, but the Vigor Mortis would also remove one, so they would cancel out, and there would be no outsiders in a base 0.
Okay, and you'd have to do it in that order. Okay.
Right. A few things. First of all, just to quickly clarify, all the information Patters is giving out is mine. I think we're probably at the point of the game, Patters, where it's more worth you just outing as Pixie.
Okay, fine, I'm the Pixie.
Just from a Nodashi buffer, if Lorinda was the Nodashi world, it's probably relevant to bring that up at this point. Secondly, I would like to nominate Claire, if that's okay.
You got it?
So my reasoning for this, the mathematician numbers do not make sense if Claire is actually the lycanthrope. It is significantly more easy to build worlds where Claire is evil than worlds where Claire is the lycanthrope. If Claire is the demon, then this is probably the only day we can execute her. If Claire is not the demon, then we probably have 3 evils alive, in which case I'm happy to kill anyone and just hope that the demon is protected today.
Claire?
As I said yesterday, I am absolutely happy to die. I think I'm being left alive as a frame at this point, so try it, yeah, do it.
Takes 3. Starting now.
Don't try it there. That sounds terrible.
Nah.
Well, I mean,
these votes at all.
we're in worlds where there's a DA.
Yeah,
5 is equivalent to the number of all living players. I don't think we'll
So,
beat that.
sorry.
lost.
Just to be clear, it has to be. It can't be Nodashi if it's Claire.
Yeah.
Claire
Cannot
cannot
be
be
Nodashi.
I'm not a Nodashi.
There's basically no place where Nodashi
Abilities.
fits.
In 3.
Like, mechanically not.
I'll nominate Patters, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that JC and Patters are in a double claim, and we think it's a Nodashi. I think it's down there somewhere, probably.
Patters?
I'm leaving my hand up.
We're not in a double claim. I believe you just heard us resolve it.
All right.
This is a really bad execution. I think we've got it right. Don't waste 4 dead votes on this. This is really not a good idea.
Takes
Fine.
5 votes to tie, and 6 votes
We
to
would
put Patters
we
up
would need
instead.
Lorinda or Claire's votes, and neither of them.
I'm
do.
American. I only vote for bad
I
ideas.
would like
Oh,
to
well,
vote
he's
for this.
tough.
Right, look, the evil team are they're
Wow.
lifting it. The evil team are lifting the vote.
That is as blatant.
Right.
6 votes is enough. Patters is now on the block.
Yeah, Claire was not protected today, and I believe they will be protected tomorrow, and we will lose the game. I will nominate Arwell.
Yeah, do we have enough votes to do Arwell?
We better fucking try, Sam.
Arwell?
I'm DA protected. I just thought I'd try and frame Claire.
Well, it takes 6 votes to tie.
We don't have
and
any
7 votes to kill Arwell.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that people kept their hand up. Rob G, especially after Alex, Claire, Arwell, and Hob all voted.
I have to keep my hand up because the only world where Claire is the demon is that I'm evil with her, so I know she's evil.
Ah, fair. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Would
Would anyone else alive like to nominate?
Oh well, Lorinda, JC, one of you is about to lose.
Well,
pretty sure I'm the
Hatters
marionette.
is executed. Does die. And you all go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm not the demon.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a quick end. We're just gonna get Lorinda's pick. I think at this point they just kill JC. We'll get a pick from Claire, even though it doesn't actually matter. And then we'll wake up, presumably with 3 evil players alive, and the evil team will have won. That was really, really, really close. I think that's tough, because they actually did have it right. Yeah, and the demon is DA protected as well. So, yeah, I think that's JC. If I'm the lunatic in the best played spy game, GG, that's amazing. That's kind of my favorite part of this game, that Lorinda genuinely could actually be the lunatic and isn't sure. But yeah, they are not. They have won with the evil team, so JC will wake up dead. The demon is both DA protected and no one will nominate them. So that is our game. Let's go do a reveal.
I'm gonna kill Claire tomorrow, but we should try.
All right. Good morning. JC is dead, and
no,
the
my
game
mathematician
is very over because not only is the demon DA protected, but also everyone alive is evil. So
okay.
I'm gonna talk to you about that now. That was actually an incredibly close day, because if the town had executed Claire yesterday, we would have had probably a very funny final 3, a very interesting final 3, but we'll get back to that. So let's start with Patters. Patters is your mathematician. Patters got a lot of information, but we're not going to talk about that just this second. JC is your pixie, who saw a mathematician and maintained madness for the entire game, which is absolutely amazing. I thought that was really, really well played madness, especially as the game went on. I really enjoyed that Patters and JC basically just decided they were a we in a lot of ways, and it was like, that's my information. And then Patters sort of became the pixie. But I think if you had lived when Patters died there, like I would have, and the game wasn't over, like I would have still given you the ability at any point, because I do think you did a really good job with madness. Then we have Brockwell, our savant. Brockwell also had a grandma, Daniel, and when the demon targeted Brockwell, Daniel also died. Brockwell, on the first day, got drunk savant information because of George the sailor, who drank with Brockwell, and so I told Brockwell 2 false statements. One, that one of your neighbors is evil, which was false because JC is our pixie and Rob is our puzzle master. And I also told you that there was a chef 1, or exactly one pair of evil players. Also false, because there's no marionette in this game, and none of the evils ended up next to each other in the draw. On the second day, I gave you what I thought was going to be pretty powerful information, and I think did actually help, because I heard multiple players come to the correct conclusion of that information, which was that it basically tells you what minions are in play, because I told you either there's no spy in the bag, or there was no godfather in the bag. There was a godfather, which is why Rob, our puzzle master, was in play. Rob was puzzle drunking Alex the mayor.
Brutal.
But we'll get back to that. Yes, a little brutal, but I was hoping that Alex immediately dying would ping to the mathematician because of that, and so I thought that might be an interesting way to still find it, and Alex ended up being framed as an evil player, which was part of that. Chris was our innkeeper, who had 2 fantastic protections on the first night, protecting an evil player along with the grandmother, meaning the grandmother was drunk and wouldn't have died for multiple reasons, and that evil player was then protected. But also Chris was killed first. I think probably in part because Chris claimed to be the innkeeper to the demon. But again, we'll get back to that. Sam is our cannibal. And Sam died when he had the mayor ability. And Sam also did not get to do a lot of eating because we did a lot of executing people who didn't die, or not executing people. No, I think we always executed people that didn't die. So Sam had one of those cannibal games where you are in, it was, cannibal is very feast or famine. Sam had famine, but did also get some information when he died while he still had the mayor ability. And that leaves our evil team. Arwell is the Godfather, which is the reason Hobbs in play. Hobb is our assassin. Claire is our devil's advocate, who orchestrated quite a lot of play to drive executions towards people who were protected, but most importantly, had the town executed Claire yesterday, it would have given the possibility for a final day, because neither Claire nor the demon was DA protected yesterday, and so you needed to kill one of Claire or Lorinda, your Nodashi, who is not in fact the lunatic, but is genuinely the evil Nodashi who does win with the evil team. That was a really, really well-played game by the evil team, in particular obfuscating where that DA was, and really, really great solves from the good team to get super, super, super close. But yeah, by far favorite part of this game was seeing how much solving was happening off of mathematician numbers that were intentionally poisoned and designed to give you information, but not quite the right information. And seeing patterns go so hard on that solve as a poisoned mathematician just absolutely made everything so delightful.
Well played, Evil.
Yeah, obviously I knew
Love the mathematician so
it was Pixie, because if the Pixie was poisoned, they wouldn't have learned the math, so I knew which way around it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorinda, if we had killed Claire, would you have
I
killed
hadn't
Arwell?
decided. I was considering it was Arwell or JC. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
me,
which way around.
JC, and Lorinda went into a chat on that final 5, and I just said to Lorinda and JC, right, either one of you thinks that I'm the demon and you're my marionette, or I think I'm one of your marionettes. Why don't we go to a final 3 with all of us?
I was fully on board because I was, because of Brockwell's savant information, I was like, either Lorinda would have to be the last evil, or we would both be evil with me being your marionette, and I was fine with that either way.
Yeah, I do think just the mental gymnastics of a final 3 where any one of you could have been the marionette and didn't know to whom or which team you were playing on.
Well, we
would have
decided
been-
not to vote. And I know
Yeah.
Pattis can't be the mayor because I've got no dashi ability anyway, so we decided not to vote, so that 2 out of the 3 of us won, including Pattis.
Which is ironic that only 1 out of the 3 of us would have
Genuinely amazing. Yeah, I really, really liked the way that was shaping up. And I was sort of like a little bit rooting for Claire to actually die to execution that day, because I was like, then we get the most obscene final 3. But that was really, really fantastic.
At the same time, that lift off me was wild, and I was just like, the fact
It
that
was, yeah.
I mean, I think
try
that spoke to a lot of
that into my defense.
really, really good social play on both fronts. I think also a lot of times I think evil social play doesn't get enough credit with the way that Outed Evils play, and the fact that Arwell nominated Patters and then people were sitting there going, it's a double bluff, like we should do it. Like that was really fantastic. Yeah.
I was thinking I was going to be DA
Minions
protected
played
that day,
brilliantly,
truthfully.
Yes,
I
so
thought
Claire,
Arwell DA protected me.
Claire DA protected Rob that day, and then Rob was killed in the night. So there was actually no one alive was DA protected on that final
Amazing.
5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minions played great.
Oh,
I
so you
had
did-
like,
you
we've
did
never had
pick
such an
me,
easy
Claire.
ride as Demo. I just did nothing all game and just let the minions sort it out. And I just sat there being not suspicious. It was great.
It's
Yeah,
really
appreciate it.
Yeah.
The day after the triple kill, where there was so much discussion between me or Hob being evil, Arwell being relatively trusted, but what if Arwell, and we were just making so much noise in town. We're like, yeah, this is great, just soak up all that heat.
It's really delightful watching minions just be evil and be like having so much fun being evil, because I think sometimes being a minion can be really stressful, and I really loved that we got to show just like how much fun it can be to just be a minion. So well done to
And yeah,
everyone.
Daniel, as much as I was annoyed at you solving that night order, it helped so much with the loudness that we could be.
Yeah.
Because it just proved there had to be a DA out there.
Hey, I told you Claire and Hob are on the same team. I believe them both.
Nailed it. Alrighty, I am gonna
Nailed
go
it.
send us off to the TPI stream, but thank you all so much for playing. Let's wave goodbye
Thank
to
you,
chat.
Jabs.
Yay!
Thank
Great
you. It was an
session.
amazing game.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
Huzzah!
All right, what a super fun game. That was such a delight. So as I mentioned, the Pandemonium Institute has a stream now. I'm gonna send a little raid over there for all of you all to enjoy that. They are actually going to be running the script competition winners for the Ogre, which is our new outsider that we released at the end of last month. So that should be a really fun time to see fan-created scripts and give them some celebration. And then we will be back next week, as always, at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Eastern, 6 p.m. in the UK, and middle of the night in Australia here on the Gen Con stream. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. This has been a blast, and I will see you all next week. Cool. Have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are.